Right. So I was telling you what is BidBox. Now, BidBox, actually, the idea of BidBox was conceptualized in Nokia when I was working with my team members in Nokia. Some of them were expats, they were from Germany. So we had this idea of BidBox. The idea of BidBox was to help create contract management solutions, bid management, proposal management solutions for Nokia. So basically, the idea was called BidBox, and me and Wolfram, my partner, we actually developed a team called CSSC in Nokia, which was managing contracts for Nokia from a centralized location in India. Today, those team members are in the range of 1,200 employees. So imagine 1,200 employees in Nokia only doing contract management. And that is what me and Wolfram had started. When me and Wolfram left Nokia in around 2010, they were about 400 or 500 employees still. So, that's how BidBox started. Then Wolfram went ahead and founded BidBox in Germany in 2011, still continuing to work with clients in the defense and the aviation and aerospace and telecom and IT industries. But we realized, hey, we are not only contract management specialists, we are essentially content creators. We are researchers, we are writers, we are the new digital owners of this world. So why not concentrate our similar efforts to content marketing? And that led directly to digital marketing. So in 2016, when I officially started freelancing work for BidBox, I gave them this idea that they should now come to India and we should explore Indian market for digital marketing clients. Obviously, contract management and proposal management is something we can also offer, but digital marketing is our forte, is our core service that we offer to our clients in India. And that's why in 2017, I co-founded BidBox with Wolfram in India. And now, like I said, we are working with startups, we are working with home business owners, freelancers, consultants, and yes, music bands, like I already mentioned. So that's enough about me and BidBox. We are based out of Gurgaon. Let's move on to digital marketing 1.0. The reason I wanted to call it 1.0 is, yes, we start from quite a basic level, but then, not to the basic level of making you understand the definitions and the meaning of digital marketing. We actually start with digital marketing and try to give you examples and help you, apply those examples, apply some learnings to your own individual entrepreneur ventures. Sorry. By the way, very excited to be giving this session to all of you because I am very excited when I talk to entrepreneurs myself, and I feel the energy is quite awesome when all of us together create something very, very new or create something which helps the world. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Okay, so this is what I keep telling all my clients, that to be a digital marketer, to be successful in digital marketing, you have to think digital. You cannot be a non-digital native. You cannot be an enemy to the digital world and still try to be a digital marketer. You read books, look at videos, read magazines, go for tuitions, come to me. But do something. You have to be friendly to the digital world. You can't alienate yourself. I remember, a couple of my clients, obviously some of my clients are very traditional. They've had traditional setups, and it's very difficult for them to move on into the digital arena, right? And they tell me, Sujit, I don't even like sitting in front of a computer for more than 30 minutes. And I tell them, if it's your company, you have to spend about an hour every day on LinkedIn. It's your company. You know your company better than anybody else. You know your startups better than anybody else. If you are not spending 1 hour on LinkedIn talking about your company, talking about your vision, nobody else can do a better job than you. You have to do that. And that's where I mean, go digital, think digital. The whole world is online. You have to be there. Your customers are online. You have to be there. You just can't avoid it. And wherever your customers are, you have to be present. So adopt that mindset. Try to be online yourself for a couple of hours every day. Go to social media. Go create new platforms. How about Quora? Do you guys know about Quora? Quora. Now, Quora is now one of the best channels where people ask questions and they are given answers. Are you on Quora? Are you discussing your company, your suggestions, your ideas on Quora? Yep, Quora. Yes, Nidhi, thanks. So are you there? You should be. I myself go to Quora every day, and if there is anybody asking for digital marketing help, I give them free advice. Now, don't look at it as free advice. Look at it as marketing for your company, right? So you have to do this. So that's what I'm saying. Think like your customers. Look around. If you don't know who your customers are or what your customers are about, ask, talk to people, you know talk to your relevant customers. If you think your customer is a 20-year-old guy who's going to college in a bus every day and spends 1 hour in a bus traveling and looks at videos, if he's your client or if he's your customer, then have you even talked to him? Have you even realized what he wants? Maybe he doesn't even know about you or doesn't even want you. So the idea is, know who your customers are. Look around, ask around. I've already covered the point, make technology your friend. You can't survive without technology. There are n number of tools out there which you can use to listen to your market, to study your market, to react to your market. There are free tools, there are paid tools, but all the tools out there will give you a demo version if you ask for it. They are more than happy. They are also startup owners. They are also entrepreneurs. They also want to connect with you. You are their customers. So go ahead, explore tools, learn about them, read blogs which gives you 20 best tools to reach to your customer, or read an article which gives you 20 best techniques to reach to your customer on social media, or read that article which gives you 30 best software which will help you in your SEO. But do that. You have to learn yourself. You have to teach yourself. Otherwise, you have to pay heavy fee to a consultant like me. So the point is, you have to learn yourself. You can't stay out of the game. And these tools are good. I use a lot of softwares every day. I look for these, and I use them for the demo period, and then I don't even use them again. I'm sure I will find another one. But if a software, if an application, if a tool really helps me, I keep it around for a longer time. I actually invest in it. Yeah. So you have to do that for yourself. You have to see which of these online applications, software, tools help you. You could go very basic. For example, when I set up BidBox in India, the first thing I did was not hire a person. The first thing I did was set up my intranet. I set up my web technologies. I set up all my automation softwares. Now I use a lot of automation software still to pay my bills, to generate invoices. I still do not have a financial guy who takes care of this. I cannot spend a lot of time on my financial issues. So I automated it. I selected a tool. I searched for it. I talked to the entrepreneur. They gave me a demo. I used it. And then later on, I started paying them because it added value to me. Now all my payments, all my invoices, all my tax applications all happen through single software. So, you have to look for these softwares and you have to invest time in. So that's where I need you to think digital. Don't think people first, think digital first. To any problem, don't think I will have a person, he will do this for me, he will go to a company, he will make a sales call, then I will get business. No. Keeping a person, hiring a person, putting time on a person, creating an effective resource out of that person, it's a huge job and you don't have time for it. Why not think digital? Maybe an email software can help you reach 100 people in just one shot. Maybe that opens more doors for you. So don't think of people first. Think of software. Think of digital channels. Think how you can go digital to reach your customers, to reach your partners, to reach your vendors. Yeah. And you have to develop it. It takes time. Nobody's born with it. I was born a techie. I keep telling myself I could have been a better engineer. I never went for it, but I could have been a better engineer. But hey, I'm a techie. I love reading about technology. So I dedicate a lot of time on it every day. And the last point I wanted to make was, in fact, last 2 points, that when you start using a lot of these online softwares, they give you a lot of data. They give you a lot of analytics. And that is where your decision making should come from. Your decision making should come from a lot of data that you get from these software. Don't go by your guts. Guts are wrong. I'm telling you, I've been wrong so many times. You'll be wrong so many times. Don't go by your gut feeling. If you have a gut feeling, prove it by data. If you have data, get a gut feeling around it. but never go without data. And the more tools you use, the more online you become, the more softwares you use, the more data you get about your market, about your customers. Compile the data, read the data, learn how to use the data. Data is the king. Content might be the queen now, but data is the king. And that's where I wanted to make the last point, that try everything possible under the sun. You know, you wanted to do this, right? You are an entrepreneur. You wanted to do this. You've landed yourself in a position that now the company is yours. You have a startup on your hand. You have to grow it. You are the growth hacker. You are the owner. You are the first employee. Try everything you want. Try at least try. Talk to people. Find solutions. Give it a try. Only when you try 100 things, you will find 10 things work for you. And out of those 10 things, 2 things will stick to you for life and they will work for you. So it makes sense to invest in it again and again and again. So try everything. Yeah. Go digital, think digital. Okay, so a short slide on, I think I've already covered a part of it, but you know, a short slide on who is your customer. So now you're thinking already digitally, I hope so. But now you have to think, who is your customer? Like I said, is your customer a 20-year-old sitting in a bus watching videos or playing games? Or your customer is a 30-year-old, trendy, earning good amount of money, sits in Starbucks almost on every Saturday, uses his Mac to impress women, and maybe orders a few rounds of coffee. Now, is that your customer? Or your customer is a lady who sits at home, is a home business owner, and she has quite amount of business happening from the home. How do you reach to her? Or what is she doing? How much money is she making? Visualize your customer. I always tell my clients, you know, you have the power of visualization. Obviously, back it up by data. Never lose out on that data. And if you don't have the data, talk to people, research, go online, read books, read blogs, whatever, do it. But visualize your customer. You have to create a customer profile. And that customer profile should be as detailed as you could see him or her wearing clothes, walking, using a computer, commuting, working, traveling, you know. But you have to visualize a customer. Once you visualize your best customer, then only you know what your customer does online. Now I'm coming to the online part of it. You know, once you know who your customer is, you have to understand what is it that your customer does online. Now, a lot of people go online for different reasons. I go online to read a lot of blogs. I don't play games that much online anymore. I have dedicated devices at home, you know, PlayStations and whatever to play my games. I don't play games online. But yes, my brother, he plays games online still. Yeah. But there are people who go online to read news, or there are people who just go online to watch movies or download movies or play video games, or play movies online on Netflix. Yeah. Or mostly people go online to chat. Obviously, everybody chats. Everybody is on social media. So we will come to that. We will come to the fact that how we can use social media to connect to our customers. But what I'm saying is, if you visualize your customer and what do they do online, your strategy becomes that much easier. You are able to understand where to target your customer. If your customer is on Netflix watching movies, then don't spend too much of time, on other channels. Then you have to figure out a way to get to him when he's watching a movie on Netflix. Or if your customer is playing games, he plays a lot of games on his mobile, then don't spend too much energy and money and time on other channels. Get to him on that platform. Maybe there's a way you can put your advertisement in the game when he's playing a game. Well, these are expensive ways of advertising, but still, it's a way. If it works for you, why not? You know, if your customer is only for business communications, then definitely, you know that he would be definitely sending out 100 of emails every day. Now, is there a way you can get your ad, or is there a way you can get your company in his inbox? Obviously, there are so many email marketing softwares out there which will help you get your message in his or her inbox. So you have to understand what is your customer, who is your customer, and what is he doing online. Only when you can answer these two questions easily, after a lot of research and data, then obviously your strategy becomes a lot more simpler. Then you know how to target them. Yeah. So online brand building is a bigger chunk of your strategy. We also say social media is hygiene. Now, the reason we say social media is hygiene because as soon as you hear of a product, as soon as you hear of a service, you obviously try to connect with that brand, with that product, with that service online. And the first thing you do is you go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you go to LinkedIn, you go to Instagram. Yeah. So, or you go to Google to search for it. We'll come to that as well. But the point is, you go online, right? And most often than not, you land on social media pages because that is what you do. Believe everybody is on social media. So it's hygiene to be on social media. But hey, it's not only hygiene, online brand building is a game in itself. It's specialized skill set that you need to create a brand online. There are companies who are able to maximize growth and optimize traffic just by being present on social media in a innovative manner or in a very creative manner. And that's why you need to be on social media. In fact, I tell people, before you create your website, create your Facebook page. Your website still takes time to be at the stage where you want to launch it. But before that, launch a Facebook page. Start talking about your product or service. See how many people are connecting to it. See how many people want your product or your service. You will immediately get a sense of how crazy people are about your product or service. Go to Twitter, start following people, see if they follow you back. Why will you follow back somebody on Twitter unless you find them interesting, right? Unless you find a brand interesting enough, unless you find an offering interesting enough. Are you interesting enough? Are you offering a value? Is your value proposition to your customers interesting enough for them to follow you back, for them to like you, for them to even like you on Instagram? So don't, in fact, spend months to develop a website which is perfect for your customer. First, put your idea out there on social media and at least see whether your product or service connects with your crowd. Yeah. But yeah, do a good job about it. Once you dedicate yourself to creating social media pages, I've seen shabby versions. And believe me, it hurts me because I know there are so many tools, so many softwares out there which help you create awesome pages. There are online design tools which are free. Canva, Logo Maker. Have you heard about these tools? They are free tools. Use them to create your online awesome social media pages. They are free. Beyond a certain point, obviously you pay premium. Everybody wants to make money, but beyond a certain point, you don't even need to pay them because your basic needs are met by the basic version of those softwares. Do a good job of your social media pages. Standardize themes if needed. In fact, there was a concept a couple of years ago that all your pages should look alike. No. Why should my Facebook page look like my Twitter page and my Twitter page look like my LinkedIn page? I don't agree to that. If my Facebook page is all about announcing news and my Twitter page is all about receiving complaints and my Instagram page is all about sending beautiful pictures of my product or services, they can look different. Yeah, but the theme should be the same. It should not be like night and day, right? But the theme should be almost same. If you're talking about your product on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, there should be a connection. But hey, gone are the days when all the banners have to look the same. Gone are the days when you post the same thing on Facebook, the same thing on Twitter, the same thing on LinkedIn. If your audience, if your customer has already seen that post on Facebook, why will he connect with you on Twitter for the same post or go to your page on LinkedIn for the same information? Right? So think on those lines. Yeah. Try as many strategies as possible. Digital marketing is not a formula. Digital marketing is a practice. You practice digital marketing weekly, regularly, and then you learn, and then you apply that knowledge, and that's how you build a strategy. So every time you go to Facebook and you see there are not many likes or posts coming to your page, innovate, do something new. Have you posted a video? Try that. Have you tried of a contest? A very simple giveaway, maybe a branded T-shirt. If a person was to come to your Facebook and like your page and answer a question, and then you put his name in a lucky draw, and that lucky draw winner will get a free branded T-shirt or a jacket, which is about 1,000 rupees. You will have got about 400, 500 likes. Obviously, you have to run the contest in a professional manner. You have to make sure there is enough information about the contest. There are some images, people come to it, they share it. That's another game. But point is, have you tried it? Have you tried a contest on Facebook? Have you tried writing blogs and sharing it on Twitter? Suppose your product or service needs a huge or a fair amount of content to be able to make people aware of your product or service, or your product or service connects to your customer in a way where you would have to write a number of blogs to catch his attention. Are you doing that? Try events. If you're doing something on ground, are you covering it well enough online? If you're doing webinars like these, are you promoting them enough? Are you giving yourself enough time? So I would say anything could work for you as long as you try, as long as you keep looking for strategies, as long as you keep doing new things. Something or the other will stick. And when it sticks, when it gets you good results, you build on that. You take it forward, you take it to the next level. Yeah, I will give you some examples. It's not all theoretical. In the next few slides, I will give you some example also. Yeah, but the point is, on social media, you have to be creative, you have to be wacky, you have to be relevant. Your content needs to be relevant enough to connect with your target audience. Like I said, that guy riding a bus, 20-year-old, 1 hour on his time, and he's playing video games or he's looking at videos. How do you connect to him if he's your target audience? Through social media. Do you get his attention by giving away a free T-shirt? Do you get his attention by making a video? I will say make a video, because if he's spending time watching videos on his journey to his work every morning and evening, maybe videos is something that gets to him. So make a video. Believe me, making a video is not very difficult these days. Gone are the days when you need to do a product shoot and get models and make videos and post editing, and they rack up budgets of 40, 50, 60,000. You have online software today to make videos quickly, efficiently. Now, try them, look for them. You know, there are video software like animaker.com, video software like rawshots.com, video software like filmora.com. So try those softwares, use them. They have demo versions, they have free templates. If they work for you, use it. Pay to them also. Don't shy away from paying when something works for you. I don't know if it's us in India or it's. I haven't seen that outside India. Okay, I'm not going on that trip anymore. But the point is, in India we do not know where to spend what. Foreigners outside India are so efficient when it comes to spending on automation softwares. I've seen teams of only 2-3 people, and they are managing businesses worth millions just because they've automated everything. They've automated their marketing, they've automated their HR, they've automated their finance, they've almost automated anything. The only thing they contribute to their entrepreneurship is experience. Yeah. So idea is think digital, go digital, look for software, use them to create your social media, your content, and other elements that I'm coming to. But try. Don't lose hope. You know, read, talk to people. Try. You know, this is the last message that I want to give you on this slide at least. Try. So yeah, I wanted to share example of Airbnb, what they did on Instagram. Instagram is big, right? In India now, all of a sudden in the past few years, everybody's talking about Instagram, everybody's on Instagram. You know, 2-3 years ago, everybody was on Facebook in India at least. Twitter, well, Twitter I think is not, well, Twitter never really picked up in India. There are some segments which can still use Twitter for a lot of connection to their customers. But Facebook and Instagram, they are the biggest social media pieces in India, right? If you're talking about B2C, for B2B, LinkedIn also makes sense, right? But for B2C, social media, Facebook and Instagram makes a lot of sense. Today, I would in fact say Instagram gives you better results. The only problem is, if your product is very local, Instagram also gets you a lot of international attention, which you don't want right now. Whereas Facebook, if you put anything on Facebook, it creates a lot of geographic, location specific content. So that is the difference between Instagram and Facebook that I have realized, that Facebook attracts a lot of local audience, whereas Instagram will also get you likes and shares from distant part of the world, which is just a spillage, which really doesn't matter to you. But obviously, you can optimize your content in a way that it only relates to your target audience. But hey, I wanted to talk about Airbnb. Now, Airbnb did a magnificent job of Instagram. In fact, they only used Instagram in the first few years of their growth, and Instagram led to the biggest explosion in community, number of people following them. All they did was they understood the basic need of their customer, which is traveling at a low cost budget, but at the same time an experience that is unmatched, right? So they arrived at a concept that their customers want to live like locals. If you go to Paris, you would want to live like a local. How does a local Paris citizen, if that's the right statement, live? Yeah. Or if you go to New York, how does an average New Yorker live? And that's how they started understanding their customer, that their customers want to talk about this phenomena, they want to share information, they want to share pictures of where they were, and they started using this community on Instagram to promote Airbnb. There was there was a huge community of travelers on Instagram who were already posting pictures wherever they go, but Instagram prompted them to share their stories. Airbnb prompted them to share their stories on Instagram, on Airbnb. Just use hashtag Airbnb, put up your story, and they would feature it on Airbnb, right? And obviously there were some giveaways around that. For example, free stays or some discounts on your next trip or whatever. But the point is, they incentivized their target audience to share their experiences and stories, and then they promoted them. Now, all of a sudden, the travelers started sharing stories on Airbnb. They saw that their stories are connecting with other travelers. They are making more friends. They are becoming part of a community. All of a sudden, they are wanted. All of a sudden, it's cool to be a low-cost traveler. All of a sudden, people who spend too much money on luxury travel and luxury hotel are dorks, or nerds or whatever. People who can save money, live like a local, get the best of experiences in a city, suddenly became cool. So Airbnb actually targeted those people and realized that they have tapped into a gold mine of travelers. Yeah? And these travelers help them reach a number of, you can see, they've now following in the range of 2.1 million followers. Yeah. So Airbnb is quoted as one of the best examples of using Instagram. Now, if you see their other pages on Facebook and on Twitter, they are talking the same language. They are still promoting local staying. They're still promoting living like a local as a theme. They share pictures of cozy hotel rooms, or sorry, rooms in local citizens who are offering Airbnb, who are offering their rooms to be listed on Airbnb. You understand the concept, I'm sure. So, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, they're speaking the common language of living like a local, even though their pages don't look very similar. If you go to Facebook, the page looks different. If you go to Twitter, the page looks different. You even the description of what Airbnb is quite different on all the pages, but the theme is the same, and the images used are quite fascinating. I'm sure they're using their own filters to put their images on Instagram, but the point is, images capture you. It becomes aspirational at one point in time. I actually want to go to that city and live like a local. So Airbnb obviously did a lot of uh, researched, understood their customers, tried a lot of things, and finally arrived at a formula, or finally arrived at a practice of using, distant locations, interesting looking rooms to spread their message. Moving forward, I would like to share the example of Starbucks on Twitter. Now, if Airbnb is using Instagram for their advantage, Starbucks is using Twitter for their advantage. If you visit their page is full of people taking photographs in Starbucks drinking coffee. Now, they connected to another set of community. They connected to a brand of people who want to go to a coffee shop because going to a coffee shop is trendy, who go to a coffee shop and then will take a selfie or will take a photograph of their coffee or whatever they're eating before they actually consume it. They will share it with their friends, right? So they started targeting that community. How to target that community? Well, create contests. Tell them that if you take a picture of yourself drinking a Starbucks coffee and you share it 10 times and you use my hashtag Starbucks coffee is great or whatever, you will actually get incentivized. Your loyalty card would get more points, or you stand a chance to win our free coffee or whatever. So the point is they're incentivizing their target audience to post more photographs of Starbucks on Twitter. And you know what? A lot of the young generation, or the natives, the digital natives, they're anyways doing it. Constantly they are on the phones. Constantly they will be chatting or sharing. But if they get incentivized for that, if I am able to give them a free coffee for sharing a picture of themselves in a crazy or a delightful environment like Starbucks, they would love to do that. And that is the aspiration, or that is the emotion that Starbucks relies on. They know that the digital native will definitely like to share their images or using my hashtags. Secondly, they also do a lot of events. They do a lot of comedy events. They do a lot of theoretical events. They sponsor these events. And one of the ways to incentivize their community is to give them free passes to these events. And obviously, they cover these events very well on Twitter. They will promote it months in advance. They will make sure everybody knows that Starbucks is at that event. So everybody wants to be there. Starbucks, anyways, is a cool brand to associate yourself with. So, there's a natural gravitation pull towards the brand. But hey, it was created over time. They use warm colors on their pages. They use good looking coffee. They use mouth watering, pictures of coffee and their snacks on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. You immediately want to go to Starbucks and consume it. So, they use that power. They use that power of imagery to attract people to their cafes. But they have done it over time. They've done it over time. And the last thing they use Twitter for is complaints and suggestions. They are very quick. If I were to write a suggestion on Twitter right now, I will get a response within a day. If I were to complain to Twitter today that, hey, my coffee was not great and I was there, I will get a response within a day. They are very actively tracking their Twitter for a lot of complaints and suggestions. In fact, in New York, a couple of years ago, Starbucks started a contest where they wanted people to name their flavors or create new coffee flavors. And people actually started tweeting. It was a tweet storm. It was trending in a day. Everybody wanted to create a coffee of their own, post it on Twitter, and at the end of the month, the winner will actually get that coffee on the menu, under his name. So, those are the kind of events they've done. Those are the kind of contests they've done in the past where people have gone crazy tweeting about Starbucks. And well, they can do this very well in India as well. I don't remember if they've done the same campaign in India, but they're very, very active on Twitter. Skyscanner. Now, a good example of how Skyscanner is using Facebook. Well, very simple. Skyscanner wanted to connect to a generation of travelers who want to go to far off locations, never been before. Half of us travel to put our photographs on Facebook, let's face it. I travel most of the time to show I'm cool. I travel most of the time to show my friends I've been to location where you haven't. And Skyscanner started targeting that. They knew that friends want to make friends jealous. Friends want to make an impression that they are cooler, right? We do that. Let's agree. All of us want to be cooler. All of us want to be accepted in the social world as the most coolest, happening person. But hey, if I can prove it, if I can do it, then I will connect to that brand. Skyscanner puts videos and blogs on its Facebook pages which talk about locations which you would not have heard about before. Locations and places to visit which you would not even have dreamt of before. I was going through their pages and I got inspired to travel using Skyscanner. Or I just got inspired to travel. Definitely, if it's on Skyscanner pages, I will give a notice to their brand and I will definitely use their website to book tickets or compare prices. Travel industry anyways is a very price sensitive market. If Skyscanner does not give me a good rate, I will immediately switch over to make my trip or IB or whatever. But the point is, Skyscanner is able to increase its growth, increase its traffic. And if there is more traffic on their website, a simple formula of 2% to 3% conversion means they will get more conversions. So that's how they connected with their target audience. They started talking about far off locations. Now, you will say this is not a very unique theme. Everybody in the travel field would want to post images and pictures and videos and blogs about far off places. But to do it consistently, to do it every day, to really make a difference in a traveler's life, to really add a value to a traveler's life, that is what is important. You can you can post a blog, you can post a few blogs in a week and then forget about it, but they don't do that. You can post a video and forget about it, but they don't do that. They are actively posting content on their Facebook page about this theme, and they also repost, right? They are not necessarily they are creating these videos on their own. They are also resharing a lot of these videos from other websites, from Insider, from entrepreneur magazines, but they are active. They know that if some magazine is talking about a specific exotic location, they should share it. Yeah. So that is their theme, and they stick to it. Now, YouTube, I understand a lot of you are posting questions to the fact that how can you create YouTube or how can you create videos without models or without photo shoots? But what I'm trying to say is, that's where I think my first point was to think digital. Whenever you think of a video, you are thinking from your side that a video necessarily means a photo shoot, a model, product handed over to the model, and stop thinking like that, because the need of your customer is to watch a video. The need of your customer is to watch an interesting video. The need of your customer is to look at a video and then feel entertained or feel that he is learned something. Now, those videos can be created online. There are videos called explainer videos. There are videos called whiteboard videos. Now, if you can use animation, if you can use scribbles, if you can use a lot of 2D animation, 3D animation to make interesting videos, they will also connect to your audience. You don't have to think physical videos all the time, think digital videos. We'll come back to that. But the point is, even on YouTube, people like vloggers like Casey Neistat, I don't know if you've heard about him, but he's a vlogger. He's been posting one video on YouTube every day for the past 5 years. Now, if you do that, if you're consistent in what you do, if you start from a very normal looking video software, but keep using it and start progressing and start learning, you will get better at it. Casey Neistat started posting videos on YouTube when he had a handheld cam recorder, those bulky things. And today he has more than 7 million followers on YouTube on his channel. He is one of the most renowned and most popular YouTubers in the US, around the world also. And he started this concept also to promote his company called Beam. Now, Beam is all about making quick videos, just like Snapchat or Instagram or Vines, right? But he had this idea much before anybody else. And he said that I will post a video every day on YouTube, just talk about my life. I will just make a video of what am I doing today. It doesn't have to be very interesting. I don't have to be going bungee jumping or skydiving every day. It could be as simple as me walking in a market and capturing some interesting stuff, what's happened in the market, and talking about what I think and my opinions. He started from that level. And today, he has companies like Samsung sponsoring him. He travels around the world talking about his experiences. And obviously, every video he makes gets more than 1 million, 2 million likes. And obviously, by monetizing that sort of video views on YouTube, makes him a millionaire every year. Now, the point is, he started from scratch. Yeah, that is what you should remember. Videos was not his forte. He learned it. And he could have also thought about models and products and how will I shoot it, and do I need a location, do I need a camera? No, he did whatever he had. He used whatever he had, right? So if I have a mobile phone in my hand today, I can use that mobile camera to make a video. The content has to be interesting. The theme has to be interesting. The tools you will get with time. And video, I'm telling you, makes a lot more sense today on social media than anywhere else. People love to watch videos. If you're writing a blog, I would suggest to make a video of that blog also. If you're writing an article, make a video of that article also. How you make it is up to you. I will tell you I have already told you the softwares that are available to you, but use them. Be innovative. If Casey Neistat can create 7 million followers, find a company, he founded a company called Beam, like I said, and then sell it to CNN for millions of dollars, all in a course of 5 years, because he just makes a video every day and posts it online, then I'm sure, we can also do it. You can also do it. Your concept has to be strong enough, and you have to be dedicated and committed to it. I wanted to share this example with you because, it's a very inspiring example. You should learn more about it. But YouTube is a very powerful channel. If you can create videos regularly and put it up on YouTube, I'm telling you, you will have a lot of traffic growth from your social media channels. Then we come to the lead generation and traffic growth. Well, you've already built a brand online. You would see there are some traffic growth already happening on your websites. But is it a sustainable model? Well, you have to sustain it with a lot of content. Yeah. And that is where the concepts like content marketing and SEO come into place. They are organic way to build traffic. They are organic way to build traction. Social media is all about connecting with target audience that do not know about you. They might be just on their way somewhere and on the way they heard about you. It's more like outbound marketing. But lead generation and traffic growth also needs a lot of inbound marketing. You would need a lot of people already looking for a product like you or a service like you, and you would want to connect with them. And the first thing they do is go to Google. If I'm looking for my next purchase or my next destination or my next service, I'll definitely go to Google. Now, I'm halfway there. I'm already 50% convinced that I need that service or a product. Now, if I see you selling that product or service, I will definitely connect with you. Yep. And that is the concept of organic growth using SEO, using content marketing. Yep. And Google obviously was created out of the same need. They said people go online and they search and they don't get the right results. So Google has created algorithms in a way that the most relevant content provider will be on the top. But there are billions of such providers, so it takes time. You need to create a lot of content on a daily basis to get to the best ranking page on Google searches. Because there is no other alternative. The other alternative is to pay Google AdWords. And Google AdWords, I'm telling you, is a very expensive way of marketing your product. In fact, I do not even recommend it for an early stage startup. A Google AdWord campaign is so expensive. If you have deep pockets, then only you can survive. And the day you stop advertising on Google, your traffic starts dropping instantly. So you have to have a sustainable strategy, and creating content investing in SEO, making blogs, writing blogs, at least 10 blogs a month. That should be your strategy to become better on Google rankings. You have to be patient. It takes at least 3 months of committed content creation to reach that level. And SEO also doesn't mean only content creation. SEO also means a lot of optimization on your website. Yeah, you have to optimize your website. You have to make sure there are no dead links, there are enough backlinks, the meta tags are updated, they're optimized. Even the image talks about the same product or the service that you're selling. So, you know, SEO is a very big field. If I was given 2 hours, 3 hours, I can talk about SEO and still not be finished in those 2-3 hours. But the point is, besides digital marketing, besides social media marketing as part of digital marketing, you have to focus on SEO and content marketing. You have to create original content. You have to write blogs, you have to make videos, and then you have to share them across. Yeah. If there is a list of 10 to 20 keywords that you can create for your business, if, for example, you were a online e-commerce channel and online e-commerce portal, and you were selling products, for example, you were selling shoes, then you have to create a list of keywords which are specific to your business. So, for example, running shoes or sports shoes or walking shoes, or so that's how you go about creating a list. And then this list of keywords needs to go into all your content. And when all of this content is posted, Google says, hey, this company always talks about shoes. This company is talking regularly, every day, and very relevantly about shoes. Let me put his website on the top of search results. But that takes time. You have to do this constantly. So like I said, customers are already looking for you. It's just a matter of being present enough for them, and half the job is done. So you have to create a list of keywords. You have to create blogs. Like I said, almost 10 blogs a month. You have to create videos. Your images have to talk about the same, the theme, and even the name of the images have to be the same. Your web content has to talk about the same theme, the same keywords. All your web content has to talk about shoes. Well, there's a study which says that on an average, 20 to 30% of your web content should be your keywords. Yeah, rest could be obviously more innovative content, but 20 to 30% should be keywords. Then you have to submit those blogs and submit those content throughout online mediums. There are n number of sites which accepts directory submissions. For example, Sulekha, Yellow Pages, they're Just Dial. There are 100 sites like Just Dial which are ready to accept your company's submissions. There are n number of blog sites that are ready to accept your blogs and videos. So you need to go there. You need to post. It takes time, but it really helps in a long-term manner. Like I said, if you were to give money to Google Adwords, the day you stop giving money to them, your traffic goes down. But if you do this, if you invest in SEO, if you invest in organic growth, even if you stop doing this for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, you will get results for the next couple of months. But hey, you will have to come back and do this again, because imagine there are billions and billions of people doing this every day, across the world. Obviously, in India, there would be thousands and thousands of people doing the same every day in your product category. Who is your competition? So if they are doing it, you can't be left behind. You have to do this at the same time. You can go to guest blogs. You can, well, sometimes what I do is I go to a blogger and say, you post my blog, I will post your blog. That is one way to exchange blogs and be guest bloggers. So, but you have to find these connections. You have to find bloggers who are relevant enough for your product. Like Little Black Book. Now, Little Black Book, I would say, is more about the lifestyle and culture of Delhi. She will not accept blogs which are very technology related or reviewing the latest MacBook. If your product is tech related, then you would go to a techie blog. If your blogs are related to lifestyle, then you would go to a lifestyle blogger. So that's how you identify bloggers and connect with them and try to create a network of them and share each other blogs. And the last part, like I said, search engine optimization is not only about creating content, it is also about optimizing your website. And there are specialists who do that. There are SEO specialists in my team also, whose constant job is to monitor website. to make sure that the website is up and running, the website is optimized enough, so when the customers comes in, the website is able to give them a better customer journey and conversion. But at the same time, on the back end, there are so many techniques that are part of SEO that they need to do. Read blogs. I would request you to follow this guy called Neil Patel, and he talks a lot about SEO. He gives good inputs and shares a lot of knowledge on how you can organically grow your traffic and improve your website. Like I said, Google AdWords, paid advertisements are the quickest way to get traffic. If you feel you are at that stage where you need traffic immediately, if you feel that you are at a stage where you could sustain paid advertisements for some time to come, then yes, it does give you a boost. The paid campaigns on Google AdWords or using Facebook ad campaigns, they do give you a boost. But believe me, they will also stop performing when you stop giving money. So, that's why I keep saying again and again that content marketing with a lot of SEO has to be a greater part of your strategy, because competition is high when it comes to Google AdWords. um, People with larger amount of marketing budgets will fare better, will be able to ride you out, will be able to uh, sustain their AdWords longer than you would. And I think that is a waste of money. So instead, I would advise you to build your organic strategy rather than giving a lot of money to Google AdWords. Yes, if you're at a level where you got your social media sorted, you've got your content marketing, organic growth sorted, you are getting a lot of traffic, you are getting a lot of business, then I would say to go to the next level, you start allocating some money to Google Ads and Facebook Ads, but not at a very early stage. So these were obviously some examples of Google AdWords. I said if you want, I can definitely do a dedicated session on SEO and Google AdWords. I also plan to do a more detailed session later on. I'm sure Nidhi and George will give you more information regarding that, and we can touch upon these topics more in detail. But the core strategy or the core message I wanted to give you was, don't spend too much of time and money on Google Ads and Facebook Ads if you are an early stage startup. Once you are funded enough, once you have sustainable money coming in, once you have uh, you know good amount of money which you can dedicate to marketing budgets, then only I would advise you to go for Google AdWords and Facebook ad campaigns. Well, that brings us to the last part, or the second last part, which is customer journey. I think I already sort of mentioned it, that your website has to be constantly evolving, because you have over the period of time you would have collected over a period of time a lot of data, which will help you understand your customer, which will help you understand what is it that your customer is doing on your website, how much of a bounce rate are you getting, where are your customers exiting from. So you have to optimize your website. Your website cannot stay untouched for more than a few days. You have to constantly evolve your website. You have to make sure the customer journey becomes better and better. People are able to find their product or service, whatever they're looking for, within a few clicks. Standard is you should at least get an email out of these customers. Whoever is visiting your website, you should be able to get at least an email address out of that customer, yeah? So that that becomes a part of your database. And when you have a database, you can do so much better in terms of your email marketing, and the conversions can be much better. So don't buy databases. I also wanted to talk about databases. Don't buy databases from the market, because the conversions are very bad. The open ratios are very bad. Build your own database. Make sure your website is capturing that information. That is your own hard work earned database. And once the customer is in your shop, you can remind him using emails, and the chances of conversions are much higher. It takes time. Building a database of more than 100 plus, 200 plus, all depends on how optimized your website is. But it's better than buying a database from outside. And once obviously you have a database, then you should invest in uh, email marketing softwares like Constant Contact or MailChimp, and I'm sure there are so many other softwares as well. Eloqua. Use your database to send constant messages. Don't spam them, but at the same time, your emails should be regular enough to remind the customers about your product, about your service. And there, the conversions, the open ratios, the CTRs are much, much better. You would have also heard about remarketing. Now, remarketing is once your customer looks at a product, then wherever he goes, he sees your product. That is called remarketing. It's a cache-based technology, CACHE, cache. So what happens is when a customer comes to your website, obviously you put a cookie on his computer, and whenever he goes to your affiliate channels, he sees your product and service again and again. That constantly reminds him about your product and service, and more likely than not, he will buy it. But remarketing is the most expensive form of digital marketing. You will spend a lot of money on remarketing. In fact, even if before you consider remarketing, you should consider Google Ads and Facebook ads. Remarketing, I believe, should be the last tip of your digital marketing budget. Once you have secured a lot of data, once you have secured a constant sustainable traffic, once you understand your business, then if you want to move to the next level, remarketing will definitely help you. But otherwise, it's a very, very expensive form of marketing. So, this is all connected. Like I said, social media gives you good online branding. SEO, content marketing, gives you a sustainable increase in traffic and growth. Google AdWords, Facebook ads give you that spurt in growth, that campaign. If you're running campaigns, then also you could invest in Facebook ads and Google ads. And then once all this traffic, all your customers are landing on your website, they're already in your shop. Your bounce rate should be less. Your customer experience and customer journey should be very, 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 very smooth. They should be able to buy whatever you're selling. If they're not buying, if they're not selling, if they're abandoning carts, if they are putting products in the cart but abandoning them, not making the final purchase, then email marketing is the only way you can get to them. So send them that email that, hey, you came, you saw, but you didn't buy. Can we help you? So use your database to connect with them on a regular basis. Find your sweet spot. It should not be spammy. Don't send messages every day, but it should not be also abandoned. Don't forget to send them messages for months. So find your sweet spot. And once all of this is working for you, check out remarketing, see how it works for you. And if it brings you enough results, if it brings you your ROIs, then go into remarketing. And the last session is analytics. Now, there are n number of tools and softwares who are giving you data. Well, Google Analytics is the best to give you all the information about what's happening on your website, where are your customers coming from, what are they doing on your website, where are they exiting from, and are they making a conversion, are they making a sale or not. So you have to get your Google Analytics configured. Hire an expert if you want to, hire a freelancer if you don't understand Google Analytics, but get it correct. If your Google Analytics is not giving you correct information, do everything you want, but you will not succeed. You will not be able to get the right data, because everything you do, every strategy you make, every decision you make has to be based on data, and Google Analytics is the best medium of getting data for your website, right? Social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all have their own analytics. Everyone gives you as much insights as possible on whatever you're doing, whether it worked for you or not. How much likes did you get? How much reach were you able to get? How many impressions were you able to get? What kind of content worked? What kind of content did not work? So you have to understand every week, every day, you have to look into data and understand what is working for you. Like I said, there are third-party tools also, which obviously at a fee will give you better insights. Invest in that if you want to. If you don't understand data, invest in yourself. Learn how to read data. Learn how to analyze data. Because if you're not generating data at the end of your digital marketing activities, everything is going to waste. So data is king. You have to generate data. You have to be able to understand it, and then you have to be able to make informed decisions. based on that data. Yep. So like I said, there are data tools available for each software that you use, and you should definitely learn them. You definitely use them. If you want help, get that help today, but definitely understand the data.